All right, so last time we talked, I said that I was going on a really special adventure, and here I am. After 6 years of time in the military and random drug tests, I decided to drive from Cologne to Düsseldorf, and then wake up at 6:30 the next morning and catch a flight to Amsterdam to catch a connecting flight to the States. They thought I was going somewhere else with that. But that whole story started honestly years ago, growing up when it was just me and Mama Ellis. We watched 3 things on TV like every night, and that was Friends, The Golden Girls, and Whose Line Is It Anyway? Years later, whenever I moved to Germany, I was watching Whose Line Is It Anyway? And for some reason decided that like I could do that. So I signed up for improv classes in Frankfurt. And it actually ended up being a lot of fun. I did them with the Theater Language Studio out there, the TLS. Really awesome people, and they taught me a lot. Meanwhile, Mama Ellis was doing her bachelor's degree, and she needed to sign up for an elective, and she decided to sign up for improv, which surprised me, you know? But she ended up really enjoying it. So she told me that her class was having a final performance on April 30th. And I saw that I was getting out of the military on the 26th, on April 26th, and starting the road trip. And it was also like around the time of her birthday too. And so I told her, I'm sorry, I can't just fly to the States like 4 days after this road trip begins, which was a complete lie. I had actually been speaking to her professor because I had to do a little bit of like investigative work. Yeah, it was intense to find out who her professor was. But I did that, and I said, hey, Professor Moore, I'm the son of one of your students, maybe, I hope I have the right person. Would it be possible if I fly to the States? I told her the whole story. I said, would it be possible if I fly to the States on the 30th to like sneak me into the improv show and we'd surprise my mom? And she was like, yes, let's do that. So, that's how it was. That's what we did. I guess we'll start today's story in Amsterdam. I'm just trying to like get into the States successfully because they did not stamp my passport when I actually left the base, so I have no idea if like immigration is going to trip hard. Just kidding. I apparently have no idea how passports work because I just went through the passport control and the dude didn't even trip. Alright, so I finally made it to St. Louis. I'm not sure even how to count up to the amount of hours that I've been awake at this point. But I left Germany at about 6:30 German time. It's currently like 3 o'clock in the afternoon St. Louis time, so I don't know. I think I've been up since the equivalent of like 10 o'clock last night St. Louis time or something. I don't know. So horrendously tired, but finally made it here. I'm on like a secret mission right now. Like none of my family knows, and it's weird because every time that I like land in the States, like the first thing I want to do is complain to my mom, like text her and complain like, oh my god, I hate flying across the ocean and can't wait to take a shower, but I can't do that because I'm gonna blow my cover. But the plan right now is to go meet her professor before she shows up, kind of get staged, and I think that some of my family is going to be there at the performance as well, and they're going to film her performance. I've asked them to film it so that I can watch it later. Hopefully they get this whole thing on camera, but we'll see. Okay, sorry for the look, but I just snuck on campus with the professor's, guidance. But I just saw my family on the way in here, and so I had to pull this like Jennifer Aniston hiding from the paparazzi look to get away. I don't think they recognized me, but I'm like hiding in some random hallway right now. And I'm waiting it out to go meet up with the professor. Okay, so I just met with the director, And she was saying how my mom was like, oh, I wish my son could be here for this performance. Oh. But I'm in the hideout spot now. Shh.
In particular, we want to thank Steven for coming all the way from Germany to see his mother perform.
Oh, there he is. What? Steven!
Said I have too many bananas? That was on me. That was you. Can we just like write that off?
I did shed a tear or two.
You hit me too.
And I did hit you because you made me cry.
That was part of the plan. Really the only reason I did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a super sweet moment. As I learned later, all the students knew, and they had actually invited like their friends to come and see that. You heard in the video, like somebody gasped off to the side. That was, I don't know who that was, but it was someone who was just waiting for this, I suppose. So it was fun. It was really cool. I've been home now for about a week, just kind of enjoying time with the family, and shout out to both my mother and my grandmother. They saw my wardrobe. They saw like the hodgepodge of clothes that I'd like rolled up and put in my bags, and they were like, no, come on. So they helped update my wardrobe. Huge thanks. It was, oh God, it was a mess in my bags. It was just like, everything was rolled fine, but no style whatsoever. No style. Just t-shirts of all different colors. It was ugly. So shout out to Doris here for keeping watch on the neighborhood, barking at those kids. You know, it's a huge threat to society. So thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you for your service. Ran into a little logistical snag this morning, which honestly, I wake up every morning and I think how amazing of an opportunity this trip is. So I can't really get bothered by like the little problems that come up because they're not real problems, you know. But particularly this one was about the route from Catania in Sicily to Valletta, Malta. I thought that was gonna be like a little like 30-minute ferry ride. Wrong, it's an 8-hour, $220 ferry ride. So that was an unexpected expense there, so but just doing that, I guess. I did find a more southern port in Sicily, Pozzallo. The ferry ride from there is only an hour and a half, still $220, but the whole reason I'm putting so much oomph into getting to Malta is because I was there in November of last year and it was a really cool island. And I cannot wait to show it to you later in June. We got a ton of kilometerage to cover between here and there. Most notably, when I get back to Dusseldorf in 2 days. I'm leaving tomorrow, getting back the next morning. I'll be hopping on the bike and heading to a really beautiful city in the Netherlands called The Hague. I'll be meeting up with a friend there, and then the next morning catching a ferry over to England. All kinds of things to discover there. So I think the next time you'll see me is in The Hague. See you then.